afternoon, peeps. Welcome to a rolling ramble. I am on my way to work and I got a phone call from a friend of mine that started keto 2 weeks ago. And she was in a little bit of a panic because, of course, she goes going to a family function tomorrow for the 4th of July. And she's like, I don't think I can handle it, and I don't know how I'm going to be around all those foods. And she's already a little over 2 weeks into her journey. So I was a little shocked because within 2 weeks, all those cravings had gotten out of my system and I was feeling already better. So I was so gung-ho about it. So I was like, well, how are you feeling? She's like, I feel fantastic. I just don't trust myself. And I think when it comes to family gatherings and picnics and holidays, where all that anxiety comes from is the fact that we're focusing on all the foods that we're giving up, what we can't have. Where the key to get through that stuff is to focus on what we can have, all the wonderful things that are available to us. Food is fantastic on this way of eating. Not just is the food choices, in my opinion, fantastic, but the way food tastes anymore is fantastic. It's like my taste buds are not numb anymore from all the chemicals and all the ick. Food actually tastes good to me. So therefore, when I eat it, I enjoy it. And then I'm satisfied. Where before, I would eat, and there was no satisfaction there. I was always wanting something and craving something, and it was making me miserable. With keto, I don't have that. I don't have those wild cravings and that constant want. So I was explaining to her that. I also explained to her, you guys know my motto, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So I talked to her about taking a sack lunch, her lunch pail, and making sure that it's stocked full of keto approved items so that she didn't have to rely on what was available at that get together. She came prepared. I also talked to her about pre-logging because to me, that's a key step. I like to pre-log, and then if I want to go in and change it, if something else comes up and I need to change it, that's fine. But I like to pre-log, and I like to see how it's going to affect my macros. And on the days when like my macro comes in just perfect, it makes me want to eat on plan more because I don't want to mess that up. And it becomes a challenge, and I like seeing that perfect. Now, do I strive for perfect every day? No, because I think we need to enjoy our eating and we need to have a balance in life. And we cannot strive for perfection every day. We would drive ourselves nuts. But when it does happen, it's nice to see. And then once you see it, you don't want to do anything to mess that up. So I talked to her about what could she eat tomorrow. My goodness. You know, for one, if you are doing a little bit of a dirty keto and you're not strict, hamburgers, hot dogs are fine. I'm sure most get-togethers have a veggie tray. You provide something. Most get-togethers is a potluck, so you're taking something. So make sure you're taking something keto approved. Broccoli salad. Broccoli salad is one very easy to modify. You just leave out the sugar. What else can you make? Make potato salad. Make homemade coleslaw. Again, putting in erythritol, xylitol, stevia instead of sugar. Coleslaw is a very easy one to keto-fy. So there's things that she can do, and there's things that we can do to make these events enjoyable for us. Take yourself a ribeye steak to throw on that grill. That is one of the best pieces of meat on a ketogenic diet that there is, in my opinion. Yummy, perfect macros, I love it. There's a lot of things to do the day before an event to prepare yourself. Not just physically prepare by packing a pail and being ready to go, but also mentally prepare. Talk to yourself how much fun you're going to have, what you're going to eat. Imagine what your plate's going to look like. Visualize your plate with either your hamburger, your hot dog, your steak, whatever side item you picked for yourself, potato salad, broccoli salad, coleslaw, veggies and dip. Imagine what that plate's going to look like, and imagine how satisfying that is going to be when you eat it. Another trick that I incorporate is I get my plate last. I always go last. That way, everybody else has been through the line and they're sitting down eating. So by the time I get through the line and I've nitpicked stuff and I've gotten my plate just right, that the macros are going to work and it's how I envisioned it to be, and go sit down, half of those people have already wolfed down their food and they're back up to that buffet line getting another plate. So then, of course, I try to be a very slow eater. Eating slowly is another key tip for us. Slow it down. So by the time they've eaten their second plate, you're just finishing with your first. That's all you're going to get. Shouldn't say first, only. Your only plate. Plan on not going back up to the bar. Once you're done eating, leave the area. Take a walk around the perimeter of your get-together. Go play with the kids somewhere, but leave the area once you have finished your plate. So that's signifying to your brain, we're done eating. And if you've been on this way of eating for a while, your brain's used to no snacking in between meals. So it's not going to be sending you hunger cues if you get out of the area. Another tool that I use is mint gum. I keep mint gum in my lunch pail so that when I'm done eating, I can chew a piece of gum and it signifies that the meal's over, we're done. And there's plenty of keto approved gums out there with sugar alcohols that are good and not the maltitol and all the icky stuff, aspartame and all that. So you can get some that's sweetened with xylitol, erythritol, stevia. Our organic section at our grocery store has a wonderful pack of gum, and I think it's called Spry, if I remember correctly. It's in my purse, but I'm not going to dig for it while I'm driving. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And it is sweetened with xylitol. It's only 79 cents for 10 pieces. Pop one of those in your mouth and that says, I'm done. Another thing that's a good tip to keep in your lunch pail is a toothbrush and toothpaste. One of the travel sets, go brush your teeth with some minty toothpaste. Nothing tastes good after a freshly cleaned mouth. You don't want, it's just nasty. After you brush your teeth, it's gross. Make sure you take plenty of water with you. So while everybody else is up there getting their plate, you drink a bottle of water. When you're done with that, get your plate, open yourself another bottle of water. And then when you're done with that and you're meandering about, be carrying another bottle of water. That way, you're staying hydrated and it gives you something to do with your hands and something to sip on. But those are the tools that I implement when I'm going someplace. I also make it a challenge to myself. How low can I keep these carbs during this event? And I make it like, I don't want to call it a game, but it is. It's a challenge. It's how good can I do? And I make it all about being positive with the event. I do not focus on the things that I can't have. And that was from the beginning of my journey, because I started my journey June 1st of last year. So in June, I have a couple birthday parties I needed to go to. in July, of course, the 4th of July, and another birthday party, and my vacation always falls in July. So the first 2 months of my journey, I had a lot of events, so I had to face a lot of the same temptations that the new people are facing now. And it's all about your mindset. It's all about the mindset. And another key tip is don't make it about weight loss. Make it about overall health and well-being. And the weight loss is a happy side effect. Because if you're only focusing on weight loss, you're going to get discouraged very easily. Because weight loss is not linear. It isn't. You're going to have the ups. Your body is going to fill with fluid to prepare for the whoosh. And if you get on the scale during that time, you're just going to be able to focus on that number. You're going to become so discouraged when it's a healthy thing. The up is a healthy thing. It's how our body functions and how it works. So we want to see the up because then we know, aha, I'm preparing for a whoosh. My cells have filled with water. They are getting ready to release all of that, collapse, and move on to the next ones. So I become excited now, and that's what I want for everybody else to understand, that as long as you're following protocol, become excited when you see the scale creep up, because it means a whoosh is coming, and it means your body is going to be flushing out the fat and the toxins and all the ick. It's a wonderful thing, as long as you're following protocol. Now, if you've broken protocol and you've eaten the junk and you know, don't become discouraged, because nobody gains 5 to 10 pounds of fat in 1 or 2 days. It is not a physical possibility. So if you've broken protocol and you go ahead and you eat on the 4th of July and you pig out and you have, and then the next day you're up 10 to 12 pounds. You're not up 10 to 12 pounds of fat. Get right back on the keto train in that moment and realize all that is water retention and inflammation. You have irritated your system with the non-keto foods. It's a little bit angry. It likes keto. And when we don't follow protocol, our body, our intestines, our joints, our muscles, everything, every bit of us gets very angry. You're probably going to have a doozy of a headache. Again, the body gets angry. Let that be a reminder to you not to do it again. Okay, guys, those are the best tips and tricks that I use to deal with holiday gatherings, 4th of July, birthday parties, picnics. You guys relax, plan tonight so you can have a great Independence Day. And what better thing to be independent from than food's control over you? Claim your independence and you control that food. You don't let food control you. You don't let cravings control you. You are an independent person, and you're going to go into Independence Day and claim your control over your own body. Have a great Independence Day. Blessings.